I'm joined now by Karel de Gucht. He is the EU's Trade Commissioner and is live in Brussels for us now. Thank you very much for joining us today. Trade seems to be able to tell us a lot about individual countries in the Eurozone. Those with a high trade surplus seem to have stronger economies. Just how important is trade for all those countries, particularly those struggling right now in the Eurozone?
Trade is very important. We export about 13% of our gross European product, and that amounts to 1.6 trillion euros. For 2010, for example, it is estimated that at least 1/3 of our growth is thanks to trade. So this is an essential driver for our recovery.
And how important are meetings like this between premiers of different countries? I mean, does this actually make a difference? Is this a driver for trade when Wen Jiabao comes to Europe?
I think these meetings are important because this gives a high-profile opportunity to pass the right messages to China, which should be that, of course, trade is a two-way street. That we also expect there be more market access in China because the business climate is worsening. That's what all business people are telling us. So this is the right level, I would say, to pass this very clear message that they should continue to open their market. On the other hand, we should also recognize that the Chinese market is a very important one for all of our businesses. So this is a relation that is now mature, and it's part of the game that we have, on the one hand, discussions, on the other hand, that we have a lot of contacts.
Now, is market access the main issue? What are the other issues that are facing European businesses with regards to China?
It's about market access. It's about public procurement. It is about access to raw materials. It's in fact about a level playing field. One cannot say that there is really a level playing field with the Chinese, and we have to work on that. And I think it's also important for them because they have by now become a very major economy. There are even projections that within a decade they will be the biggest economy in the world. You cannot be, on the one hand, the biggest economy to become, and on the other hand still be a free rider. So they have to take up the responsibility for the world economy just as we do.
Now, China joined the World Trade Organization 10 years ago. Have you seen much difference? So you're still calling China a free rider. Have you seen much difference in those 10 years?
Oh yes, you have seen the spectacular growing of the Chinese economy, and what the Chinese should realize is that this is at least partly due to the fact that they have become a member of the WTO and that they have been able to trade and to do business in a very open international business climate. So they owe something to the openness of the world markets.
Now, how is Europe in general performing in terms of trade with the emerging markets? Are there other places that Europe should be targeting for a closer relationship?
Well, we are. We have recently concluded a free trade agreement with South Korea that comes into force by the 1st of July, so within a couple of days. We are negotiating a very important deal with India. We hope to conclude this year. Also, negotiating with Singapore. We are negotiating with Malaysia. Others are to come. Japan is asking us to get into free trade negotiations with us, and that's only with respect to Asia. We have also a lot of other negotiations all over the place. Are we doing well? Well, we have a trade deficit, obviously, but to have a fair view of it, you should, I think, partly extract at least the mineral sector, because we simply don't have those minerals in Europe, so we have to import them.
Yes.
But some countries are doing better than others. For example, Germany is doing very well because they are specialized in one specific sector, machinery. You are also doing well because you are a very open country.
Okay, Mr. de Gucht, we'll have to leave it there. Thank you very much indeed for joining us.